Just in and out. Nothing to it.
Nice. Well, it seems it's the year of Payday finally, 6 months into 2023, as we finally got some gameplay during the Xbox Showcase the other day. And it actually looked alright. I can't say it felt much different to Payday 2 in both visuals and gameplay. In fact, the original trailer kinda looked worse in some aspects, but after a re-upload on Payday's direct channel, it definitely looks a bit better. I also did notice that you can use hostages as a body shield, which is both interesting and hilarious to think about, especially if you can shoot the hostage while your friend is using them as a shield. Actually, I wonder, do you think ragdolls will still catapult when being shot by shotguns in Payday 3? That'd be interesting. Outside of that, it just looks like a more modern Payday, so you've got mounting, sliding, and so on. The mechanics you'd expect from a modern shooter, really. Which doesn't feel like much to me when you consider the time gap between the last major content drop of Payday 2 and the release of Payday 3. It's rather narrow. Now, I wouldn't say that's entirely a bad thing, you know, it's a sequel, you want it to be similar to the game previously. I'm certainly interested in Payday 3, but I've yet to be fully sold on the idea. The trailer itself feels very minimal when showing off what's going to make the game unique to its older brothers, and while Payday 3 doesn't look inherently bad, I am somewhat concerned with the new direction of monetization. To cut a long story short, Payday 3 will have both DLC and in-game microtransactions, and personally I'm not fully on board with that. For myself, I'm of the opinion of you can have microtransactions in a game if you don't sell the main content as DLC, or vice versa. Having both just kinda comes across greedy, and I know Starbreeze have stated that this is a purely cosmetic microtransaction store, which from personal experiences, I can't take at face value, so I'd recommend taking that with a pinch of salt. I think one thing as well is, I was kind of expecting a bit more from this trailer. Not just, oh, this is Payday but in Unreal, but, you know, what's going to be different compared to the previous one? And at most we got that you can shove guards. I was kind of hoping to see a bit more with how the gameplay flows, maybe different scenarios each heist, or, I don't know, some improvement to the bots so single player wasn't as much of a chore. But the game does appear to support crossplay and cross-save, which is great for a game in 2023. But with the addition of this and the addition of a potential microtransaction store, I do wonder how this is going to affect the life of modding. While very clunky and rather unstable, Payday 2 had quite a lively modding community with custom outfits, gear, HUDs, heisters, and even custom heists. Now, the reason I'm more concerned about that is because with the addition of crossplay and also a microtransaction store, chances are they're going to heavily lock down the modding capabilities with either an anti-cheat or an anti-tamper solution, which kinda sucks. Or, you know, they could just do what they did with Payday 2 and at best threaten you with a slap on the wrist. I feel like compared to Payday 2 of how bad the cheating got at points, they're probably going to hammer down on it more, but if they fully killed off modding support, I think that would damage the game's longevity. End of the day, this is mostly speculation. That comes from the fear of past experiences with Starbreeze. The lack of consideration when implementing a major change into their game is something that they do quite a lot, and wouldn't have been as much of a valid point if it wasn't for them cocking up things with Linux and VR and crossplay about a week ago. Also, I feel like I should bring this up while I'm making this short video, but after deciphering Erika Tabari's tweet, it turns out he's not returning to be the face model of Dallas in Payday 3, which is definitely sad, but I saw someone compare this to the Pete Gold situation in Payday 2, which this doesn't come anywhere near close. Anyway, until we see more gameplay, I'll remain on the theoretical fence of whether the game will be good or bad. I want to see more gameplay for sure, and videos from Starbreeze leading up to the release of Payday 3, before I make that kind of decision, and with there only being about, 3 months before the game releases? They've certainly got a lot of work to do.